What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Tonight is going to be a very interesting night tonight. We had a big escalation from the National Hurricane Center regarding Invest 98L, something that I quite frankly was not expecting. For me to say at the very least, we're already at a 90% chance of formation in 48 hours and 90% in the next in the next 7 days. So that's what we're dealing with right now. But before we get into that, we do have Charlie on the line. Charlie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing pretty good myself. Fast also just joined the call. Fast, welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
Doing well. How about you?
Doing pretty good. We just have a lot to go over tonight because of just everything that has really escalated over the last 12 to 24 hours. So we'll go ahead and get right into it right now. Let's go ahead and start with our latest from the National Hurricane Center. Let's go ahead and pull this up starting right here. Here's the situation that we have for you guys. It is now a 90-90 situation. Well, hold on. Let me refresh that. Now 90%, 90%. 90% chance of formation in the next 48 hours, 90% in the next 7 days. This is a very interesting situation that we're going to want to deal with. And this could be a scenario where once the shear starts to weaken some more and the system slows down more, this system could start taking off as soon as tomorrow, based on what I'm seeing. So here's what we have for you at this of the 8 p.m. advisory. A large area of showers and thunderstorms persists over the eastern Caribbean Sea to the east of a tropical wave. The system still appears to lack a closed surface circulation, but environmental conditions are soon forecast to become more conducive for development. A tropical depression or tropical storm is expected to form within the next day or two, while the system slows its forward motion over the central Caribbean Sea. Regardless of development, heavy rainfall and gusty winds are expected over portions of the ABC Islands during the next couple of days. Interests in Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Jamaica, and Cuba should monitor the progress of this disturbance, as there is a risk of heavy rain and flooding, strong winds, and rough surf later this week. For additional information, including gale warnings, see the high seas forecast by the National Weather Service. Here we go, 90-90. That's what we have for you right now. It's current location based on what we have as the latest. Let's go ahead and pull that up from the current storms portion of this right here, Invest 98L. This is as of a few hours ago, but 13.9 degrees north, 68 degrees west. And that's going to be updated probably in the next 30 or so minutes from Tropical Tidbits, but you have this system that is now to the south of the Dominican Republic in terms of its longitude. It's north of the ABC Islands and north of Venezuela. It's south of the Dominican Republic and is expected to continue to move to the west. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get to the satellite imagery because something's been getting pretty interesting so far right here. Matter of fact, let's see if Dapia is available for us with the mesoscale. Let's see if there's a better way to do that. Actually, let me see. I don't think we do. We have our floater. Never mind. That's fine. I can go ahead and use this. Here's what we have in regards to Invest 98L. We have the system already starting to produce some pretty interesting convection over the last hour or so, especially right here near the center of circulation. However, it is still relatively sheared based on what I'm seeing. It's not particularly expanding to the west. It's more so with its anvil pushing to the east. That's how you know that this is a sheared system, when you have it expanding to one side like this and not all over the place. So that's what we're dealing with right here, looking at the latest infrared. You did see this convective burst starting, I would say, taking a quick look at this. When did we start seeing the first blips of it? Starting about 5 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, and then you just continue to blow up and continue to get stronger from here. However, it's mainly to the east of the center of circulation at this current point in time. Overall, I'm not too worried about it right now. My main question is it going to sustain itself through the night and into the morning, or is it going to weaken once the sun comes out? That's the main question I have with this right here. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and turn it over to our callers. Well, we have Charlie here right now. We can go ahead and turn it over to him. If he would like, he can give a quick analysis as to what he's been seeing with 98L throughout the day today. Charlie, if you want to go ahead and take the floor, it's all yours.
All right, thank you, Pat. So I have been monitoring the progressive 98L in the satellite loop, and I've definitely been seeing that huge convective burst. And I have the same suspicion as you if that's gonna subside in the morning, during the day tomorrow. But it is a bit east of the center.
Yeah,
Well, center, so besides the satellite, I have been watching the models in the hurricane specific models. And I have seen that especially the half B, it definitely takes it a bit fast for development. Uh, I looked at it early this morning, and I've seen it that it showed like at least I think like 80, like a 70 to 80 mile per hour tropical storm or hurricane southeast of Jamaica,
yeah,
and that has been consistently what we have been seeing. So the ensemble spread is pretty large for this system. It could just you go west or go west and turn north.
yeah.
And it looks like we're seeing some very slight, barely somewhat agreement. There's not really any agreement at all.
No.
But ensembles and like the mean tracks, the weighted tracks do support that it might kind of curve near potentially Jamaica or to the east of Jamaica and then out to sea near Hispaniola.
Yeah.
That's the current trend, but it's definitely not a set in stone forecast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking at the 18Z hurricane models, this is all over the place. We've this is pretty much a model war unfolding
Yeah,
right here, with some models moving it to the west, one heading towards Jamaica and Cuba, some heading towards eastern Cuba, and some heading towards Hispaniola. It's all over the place, and that's what's making this forecast so difficult at this current point. And it's getting to the situation where if the consensus doesn't start to get its act together soon, we're gonna potentially see a very bad situation happen, because if we still see this spread like this, whoever's gonna get impacted may be caught by surprise from this, not just with the track, but also the potential intensity the system could provide if the system if it gets its act together fast enough.
yes,
So that's what we're looking at right here. And one thing that doesn't really help is the models have just been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth throughout the last couple of days. The only model that has been consistent is the European. And the European's been consistently having this system kind of move up, stall just southeast of Jamaica, then move slowly into the Western Caribbean, and then head towards Cuba. That's the only consistent model we have. We've seen some models start to lean towards that scenario more, like the GFS starting to cave a little bit. Same with the AI model from the Euro, starting to cave on that in earlier scenarios. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. We have no idea where this is going to go, and now this is more urgent because we now have a 90-90 shot at this developing. Do I think it's going to develop tonight? No. It's not healthy enough for it to do that. It's still battling quite a bit of shear, about 30 knots from the last time I checked of shear. It's still moving at around 15 miles per hour, which it's slower than last night, but it is kind of. But with the 30 knots of shear, that is going to help it's going to hinder some more of that development. And just out of my own curiosity, how's that dry air slot looking? Right there. Yeah, there's still that dry air slot over here west of the system right here. We're going to want to pay attention to this right here, and that's the situation that we need to watch. There's still those factors that are inhibiting short-term development. The question is, how long will they? And once the system takes off, where will it go? Those are our two main questions we have tonight, and we're going to try to break it down in the best way possible. Anyway, Weather Kingdom's on the stream. How are you doing, bud?
Hey, what is up? What is up? How are you guys?
I'm doing pretty good. Unfortunately, a lot of people in
Uh,
the Caribbean are nervous about this system.
To be honest with you, I am a bit too.
Yeah, we all are. To be honest,
I'm
other than this,
not
go ahead.
I'm not liking the way the 2020 to 2025 hurricane seasons have been lately. It's been very weird, very scary situations, and I just have that Caribbean is I feel like we've been saying it, and I feel like this hurricane season, everybody kind of threw it off as a very bad hurricane season. I feel like people are now not like as prepared because nothing really happened
Yeah,
and people are more nervous. But look, don't be nervous, be prepared. Keep watching the news, your weather stations. Just honestly really watch the storm, have your hurricane prep. It doesn't help to stress about it because it loses time. That's
yeah,
how I see it. Just prepare, don't stress it out, and do the best decisions that you believe
absolutely, for
for your
sure.
safety.
Yeah, for sure. What's your thoughts on the absurd uncertainty we've seen with 98L, and especially with the increased sense of urgency now that we're at a 90% chance of development in the next 48 hours?
Once, can I quickly answer that in 1 second?
Yeah, go
Let me
ahead.
fix something here.
All right, take your time with that, but yeah, we'll have to see how this pans out. We do have a burst of convection that we were mentioning earlier, but it's being sheared right now. The two inhibiting factors that are mainly stopping this right now are the wind shear and the dry air, but those are only going to decrease in the next 24 to 48 hours. This literally went from a 30% chance in the next 48 hours to a 90% in 18 hours. Went from 30 to 50 to 70 to 90. And that changed a lot for me, taking a look at this. Now, do I think it's going to develop and then crash into Hispaniola? I don't know. That's what a lot of the hurricane models are going for. But at the same time, looking at the intensity, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, Invest 98L is 35 knots, according to Tropical Tidbits, Charlie. That
okay.
is, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Weather Kingdom, go ahead and answer. Go ahead and answer. Give your thoughts on that in a second. But um,
yeah,
this is a 35 knot invest. That's 40 miles an hour.
yeah, yeah. It has already strong. It already has pretty. It actually has tropical storm force winds. So what I see, what they're gonna do for the zeros, I'm very interested. I feel like if I was them, I would go. Even though they do not have I don't know. I think PTC is at the bare minimum,
Yeah,
but I don't see any. At this point, there's no. It's going to go right into PTC or tropical storm. I mean, with satellite imagery, I don't like that blow up of convection because I've seen it 1,000 times, and sometimes those convection blowups that aggressively usually start gets the storm to kick off.
yeah.
And I have a regardless of it, I just have a bad feeling
Mm-hmm.
with the thing. But
Yeah,
I'll let you finish up, and then I'll talk a little bit on what I'm feeling about
sure,
this.
sure. The thing that caught me off guard is basically the intensity of this. If this system
Is alright.
develops, we have Melissa. Once this does, we have Melissa. And that changed the complete game because last night I was talking about this and hold on a second. I'm gonna confirm something. Okay. Uh, okay. We do. Yeah. There's definitely. Okay. It looks like recon. Is it just okay? Is recon going into this, or is this just something that's going on? Going on. Let me.
Um, let
Yeah.
me explain.
Maybe it's. That's
It's
interesting.
not. What they did is they're sending some planes down to like Jamaica and in some of the areas in the Caribbean to
Okay.
store their planes there. That's
Okay.
what they're doing.
Okay. So they're just getting in
That's why.
position.
That's why you. Yeah, they're getting into position for
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. And also for
It
those
looked
one oh
like
go ahead,
they
sorry.
did go through. It looked like they one of the planes did get a little bit of data. I don't know if they're using it, but I feel like they did set them up in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
That was much earlier today.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Um one thing I will say that is just yeah, the sooner we get recon out here the better. ASCAT data has found that this is not a closed low at this current time. It's still battling it until recently, and even still, the center is partially exposed at this current point. There's no closed circulation at this current point to designate this a tropical depression or tropical storm. That is why we are not seeing this become Melissa tonight, and it likely won't until that shear calms down at the very minimum. Now, Weather Kingdom, I asked for your thoughts about just how quickly this has exploded. I want you to go ahead and give your take on this.
I mean, looking at the satellite imagery, and I feel like we actually, the satellite imagery tonight compared to earlier today, yes, we are still dealing with some shear from the west, but it looks like the shear is starting to calm down just a bit. And how do I know that is because with this convection, it's actually expanding on all sides and it's not getting pushed into one side. There is still a little bit of that being showed, but it's still expanding to the west side. So that tells me there's not as much westerly shear and southerly shear on it, but that's just one part of the aspect. Another thing too is I think David Saltire actually explained it in his discussion, awesome video by the way.
Yeah.
But actually, he talked about banding features, and I definitely noticed that, and he ain't wrong. This already has a very good banding feature structure.
Yeah.
And once this MLC and low level center gets better aligned and as shear continues to relax, this is going to develop in a pretty much a hurry. And I think gradually at first, but once the shear completely dies down, I'm afraid it's going to take its advantage because I don't know if you noticed also in satellite imagery, it's been persistent in that convection. It's not that popcorn convection. And all we need for this system to start strengthening is honestly a MLC and the low
Yeah.
level center to kind of stack.
Yep.
That's just my reference on the satellite imagery tonight. And I would really like to see how this continues to evolve overnight. I've seen this type of evolving before in these conditions, and usually in the morning, they honestly became tropical storms. And I need more of time to
Yeah.
look at the wind shear and everything. But overall, the conditions right now is not the best favorable, but I do expect little to steady development on this. And then I think once the shear dies down, that the models do claim, and depending on the evolution of this, I think the evolution so far has been the worst case scenario for it's further down in the time. But this also, actually, I just got that brain thought right there.
Yep.
You do kind of want this to develop faster in
Yeah.
this case scenario because then it gets pulled to the north, and yeah, no matter what, it's gonna bring flooding impacts.
Yeah.
And when I mean flooding impacts, major flooding impacts regardless. But if this takes its sweet time and gradually develops, it will probably be weak enough to miss the first trough.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty much just is going to get very close to Jamaica. And there's some even indications on the models that this could stall or move extremely slowly over very, very good conditions. But not just that. I don't know if you have noticed, I don't know if you've shown it too, is these water temperatures in the Caribbean is
Yeah.
pretty historical. And I know it's not all about just waters, but if the conditions are right, I mean, this storm will be going into 31.5 degrees Celsius waters. And I don't think we have seen storms in higher than 30 degrees Celsius in a very long time. And if
Yeah.
this does want to take its advantage, this could be the storm of the year, in my opinion, if trends continue.
Yeah. One thing I need to note, Weather Kingdom, about the shear, you're right. I just looked and I have it pulled up on stream right now. Where this is at is actually where this burst of convection is, as a matter of fact, is actually in an area about 15 to 20 knots of shear. The main
Correct.
shear is actually to the north of it. That
Correct.
that that changes everything for me. What that's telling me
I
is,
agree.
what that's telling me is this shear is lifting a little early, is lifting earlier than expected, and that really is a gut churning feeling for me because I know
Also,
once
it's a
this
little
starts to get
south.
going, yeah,
It's a little bit more south, so it's more likely to. I think it's going to miss the first trough. I don't agree with the GFS because it's been trending
yeah,
all day to the west. So I
okay,
think the GFS is caving into the euro, and oh god, the euro is it's worst case scenario on the euro where
and that's
it
usually the conservative model. Yeah, it's been the most
correct,
consistent of this run.
and it's been the most strongest. Believe it or not, the euro has been it's the most accurate, but it's showing pretty much. I mean, I don't take it with a grain of salt, but I think you've seen it where it shows a strong Cat 4 making landfall in Jamaica. Once it gets back out, it looks like it wants
Yeah,
to make a landfall as another Cat 4 in Cuba. Once it gets out, it becomes a category 2, 3, and then it tries to strengthen into a category 4 while once again into the
into the
Bahamas.
Bahamas. Yeah,
So I
that
mean
is
that and it moves very slowly near Jamaica, and then it pretty much it causes a lot of issues. I mean, this case scenario with the euro, this will bring not just devastating impacts, but catastrophic. And even the rainfall total, the euro wants
yeah,
Jamaica to easily get 2 to 3 feet, Cuba 1 to 2 feet, the Bahamas 1 to 2 feet.
yeah,
While once again you got category 4 and even flirting higher. I mean, this storm, and then actually I forgot to mention the euro wants it to hit Bermuda as a category 2.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm
pretty
watching it.
crazy to me.
Yep, for sure.
I mean,
One thing I gotta say is the European has been by far the most consistent model run. Um,
correct.
yeah, it's been by far the most consistent model run. Um, and the GFS and the AI model is starting to cave in.
Correct. And the Canadian, I mean, I know we don't really use the Canadian that much, but it does show. I mean, for the Canadian, usually being conservative on the pressure and strength, it actually becomes a major hurricane hitting Cuba. So that's pretty impressive out of the Canadian because you don't see the Canadian millibar pressures that low. Only with one of with the very, very, very strong storms. And even sometimes the Canadian never gets it right. So that worries me a bit. It does have it going a lot more to the west, and then impacting Cuba as a category 3, and then it impacting the Bahamas as a strong 2 to a weak 3,
Yeah,
and then kind of doing this, and then impacting parts with with the mid Atlantic, whatever, with a coastal low, whatever you want to call it. I'm
Yep.
not buying the Canadian, but I just want to mention the strength on the Canadian and the models. It's some very worrying strength,
Oh
in
yeah,
my opinion.
Canadian is definitely the is definitely been the most conservative in terms of strength. Now we're going up to Cat 2, a mid-range Cat 2 with
Yeah.
this.
I don't want to take the whole show,
No,
but
no, no, you're
I'll
good. Keep you're good. I'm listening to you right now through all of this, and I've been looking at these trends myself. So,
yeah.
yep. Yeah, I'm taking a look at the icon just to see how that's been trending. Okay, the icon has it stalling just off of Haiti. What the 12Z do? 12Z around that time had it more so to the southwest. So this has just been a definition of model wars at this current point.
All right. I have a question, Pat. Can you share your screen in
Oh
the
yeah,
Discord
let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and do that.
that I
Um
can
yeah,
see?
sure. Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, this has just been Model Wars 101. Canadian. Here's the 12Z from yesterday, just for context, right here. 12Z from yesterday had this actually hitting Nicaragua and Honduras before making that turn. 0Z had this actually a much weaker system, just crashing into Central America before heading towards Cuba as a disorganized mess. 12Z has been by far a rapid escalation, the most rapid escalation of this all. And the Canadian has definitely caved into the Euro scenario where it moves to the north, stalls off of Jamaica, then turns west and then stalls again, and then heads towards Cuba. This would be because of the lack of steering currents we have. That would be the
Yeah,
biggest reason.
the latest 18Z Euro actually has it east, but it has it stalling and then moving west once again, like the 12Z, and has it rapidly intensifying right near Jamaica.
Yep,
I'm not liking that
I am
because
not
it
liking
misses
it at
that
all.
first trough and then it goes west. And then what it does is like the 12Z, if it kept going further, and also I want to look at strength current. I want to compare the strength. You could keep talking.
Yeah, for sure. John was just messaging me something real quickly, but yeah, I'm riding with the European personally because
I
also
agree.
yeah, I'm riding with the European.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
also another thing from the I've been noticing on the runs from yesterday to now, the each run keeps trending this to develop earlier and earlier. From 12Z at 24 hours had 1,003. Now on the 18Z has 1,001.
Oh,
So looks like quicker development. I'm not liking that.
yep.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's not concern. That is very concerning right there. I think that's because it's taking into account the shear that's lifting up more to the north than what we were anticipating. I think that's the main reason why. Um, and it kind of would show that on satellite imagery, Weather Kingdom, as
Yeah.
well. This is definitely something we're gonna need to pay attention to. But my goodness. Okay, let me hold on. Let me see this. Oh, this is okay. Over the
What?
last few frames, the convection. There's been more hot towers firing off in that centers of circulation blob right here. You see that hot tower going off minus 80 cloud tops over
Yeah.
here? My goodness.
Yeah. Not good, man.
Yeah, this is not ideal, and it's taking full advantage of it's taking full advantage of that weaker shear from what I'm seeing. That's not good.
Yeah, there is definitely still some shear on it, but it's not as bad as earlier.
Yeah, earlier today was a mess. Now it's actually trying to get its act together because we're seeing multiple areas. That's the first big one. You have one to the south right here if you're seeing my cursor. Then you have two other ones over here to the southwest.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to look at API
yeah,
because I like to use a satellite that helps me out at nighttime with the low level center. Because
yeah,
on Tropics, when you look at the clouds, it looks like maybe in the last little bit we're starting to see a low level get drifted more into that convection.
yeah,
Sometimes that has happened in past storms. I just want to quickly look
for
at the
sure.
APIs.
Go for it. Oh,
I'll let you know.
yeah, for everyone who's just joining in, be sure to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. John asks, does this mean a little bit of everything is going to happen, Pat? It's looking that way. Unfortunately, John. Normally, a little bit of everything's a good thing. This is kind of a bad situation we're dealing with because of where this is at and just how much better the conditions are at this current point. But once again, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, you're checking Dapia Weather Kingdom. I'm gonna pull this
I
up.
don't think it's working right now.
Yeah, I've been having issues with it myself. Let's see the floater. Oh, we have our mesoscale back. Okay, we got it back. At least on my end. Yep, we got it back. Oh, this we got the latest frame. We got the latest frame, Weather Kingdom. You're gonna want to see this. Um,
Yeah, I'll look.
yeah,
Oh, you
seizure
got it
warning to
back.
those
Yeah.
prone to flashing lights, by the way. But
Oh, wow.
look at that. This southern burst really is showing up as well. Um, this is not what I wanted to see. We're seeing multiple bursts of
Can you go
convection.
to clouds to visible, please?
What's up?
Can you go to visible?
Yeah, here's Viz. Yeah,
And can you play it?
yeah,
I
I
want to
got.
just look at the low level center because I like to look at Dapia for this with the low level center because you can kind of see what the low level. Oops, seizure warning.
Yep, go for it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Go ahead, Weather Kingdom.
So, what's your opinion on the low level center? I do see. It
It's
looks
still
like it's
partially
just
exposed.
partially exposed, but it's much better than yesterday. And I mean, I feel like with that deeper convection, what could happen is the low level center gets more drifted into the mid level center. I would say the mid level center now and the low level center is a lot closer than earlier today.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong, but I would partly agree with myself on that.
yeah, we'll have to see. But that southern burst of convection, Weather Kingdom, has really shown taken the show over the last 30 minutes. Like, this is something we
Correct.
were not expecting. You see in this burst right here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not good.
yeah, if that merges with the main one right here, that's going to be pretty bad for what may come in the near future. But the fact that we're already at a 35 knot invest and we're seeing convection firing on all cylinders, this system is ready to take full advantage at this point.
Have you seen the ensembles by chance?
Let me take a quick look at those. I have Weather Nerds pulled up. To do that, let's go ahead and move these over. Okay, yeah, the G and C is really shifted over. This is the 12Z, really yanking this further to the west, and a lot of power with these ensembles.
Correct.
Yeah, European ensembles. Let's go ahead and do this. Update the plot. Still a lot of
Woo!
power with this.
A lot of power and a lot of impacts.
Oh yeah, this is Haiti,
Wow, a lot.
Jamaica, and Cuba are in the line of are going to be likely in the line of fire with this. Look at
Correct.
this.
And with the movement.
932, 935,
Yeah.
950s, 940s. There's a lot of
Wow.
pop with these tracks right here.
And that has continued to trend. So, I mean, in my opinion, the ceiling. I mean, I think this is definitely going to become a hurricane.
Oh yeah.
Major hurricane, in my opinion, is continuing to go up. I mean, I'm not going to go with those model intensity investments yet.
Sure.
I mean, I would say that ceiling. Let's just say the ceiling is a very high major hurricane. I would say.
Oh, absolutely,
I'll just.
it is.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but the ceiling on this system
Yeah.
It's a ceiling that no one wants to hear.
Yeah. Okay, someone's been waiting to come in for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and see if he wants to come in. Okay, never mind. But anyway, oh, let me go ahead and invite to speak. But anyway, yeah, the last 30 minutes have been very concerning. Logan, you're on the air.
Hello.
What's up?
Um, so I have a question. Should I
Yep.
be concerned about the Florida region?
I would
I'm
say
in the East Coast.
my concern for Florida has dropped quite a bit given given what we've seen over the last few hours. My main
I
concern
agree.
is now Cuba, Jamaica, and Haiti.
Correct. There is still that very small probability. I would like to continue to see how the trends continue, but I don't think Florida should work. I mean, they should continue to watch this, but they shouldn't be preparing like it's going to head right into Florida.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be some coastal impacts
Oh,
with
absolutely.
big surf, waves, rip currents. But right now, the big focus I'm a little worried about is like Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominica, the Bahamas, even some parts of the Bahamas. I mean, those right now are looking like the aim of fire. But we are getting recon into this tomorrow, so we'll have even better understanding. But I think tonight we're starting to take away some areas where it's more of yeah, that's not going to happen, and kind of we're starting to what's the word
We're starting to.
consolidate our
Yep.
consolidate our
Slowly.
information
Yeah.
slowly. Correct.
Because
Yeah.
I'm in the St. Augustine area.
I would not be too worried about it if you're in St. Augustine, in my opinion, unless you're
Bec-
right on the coast.
We're in downtown.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But man, thank you. First of all, thank you for your question. Second of all, last 5 frames, both areas of convection are just firing on all cylinders. I was going into the stream tonight thinking, okay, yeah, maybe this is going to take its time to develop and organize. It's doing it right now. The main
It's
question we have
trying.
is, will it sustain itself? That's the main question. Will it sustain itself or will it fizzle out in the morning?
You know what I don't like about the HERF model?
H-Warp,
Why does
yes.
it have it stalling in the Bahamas?
Let me look at it.
Ugh. I don't like that. It literally just stalls it in the
Yeah.
Bahamas.
It's mainly due to the lack of
Dorian
steering
2.0.
currents. Mainly due to the lack of steering currents, I've noticed. But my goodness. Yeah, the main skepticism I have is this convection going to sustain itself throughout the morning? If it does, we got a problem. If not, then it's going to take its time. But regardless, it's taking full advantage of that lower shear. It's instead of 25 to 30 knots, what was forecasted at this point, now it's only 15 to 20. And all I got to say is I know the ABC Islands are getting hammered by that huge amount of rain and a huge amount of convection that's firing off over there as well. So that's going to be interesting. But
Correct.
yeah. Oh, man.
I feel bad for the South. I feel bad for Cuba.
Oh yeah, it's wherever this goes, it's going to impact somebody. Let me see if we have the
Correct.
latest 0Z information in yet. Looking at this, 898L.
I mean, the GFS solutions. I mean, okay, that's not that bad
Okay,
as before.
okay, this is
Wow.
taking. Okay, this is not. Okay, not quite. We'll have that new information in shortly, but
What?
I'm talking about the 0Z data, the 0Z track, 0Z everything with Invest 98L.
Okay.
This tells the 98L curse, Weather Kingdom. You remember
I
that?
know, right?
Yep.
It seems like that just loves happening.
Yep. But
The thing is really, I mean, I really have you showed the water temperatures?
not yet. Let's go ahead and show those. Here is the latest water temperatures as of well, technically yesterday, but this still applies. 30 degrees Celsius all the way.
Yeah, there's
Throughout.
actually, I don't know if that's fully updated because if you look on tropical tidbits, it's actually showing 31 degrees Celsius.
Let me pull that up. Analysis,
Widespread
ocean
too.
analysis. Let's go ahead and go to the Western Atlantic. Oh, yeah. 31.
Yeah,
That's where it's running right into. That's 88
correct.
degrees Fahrenheit, Weather Kingdom.
Actually, that's actually more. 30 degrees Celsius is about, let me
So
actually double check.
30 Celsius is 86. 31 is 88 about. It's 87.5, but I'm rounding it up to 88.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But that is quite the waters we have right here. And it's wrapped around Jamaica too. And it's not just the
yeah,
waters
you're
at the surface that's going to be doing this. Looking at this, you have your ocean heat content, your OHC,
correct.
that's also going to be driving this. What's your OHC going to look like with this? Yeah, your OHC, you're sitting over 100 or so. You're going into 175 OHC by the time you head to south of Haiti. That is going to
And
be
if it's
quite,
stalled,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be quite the problem. And go ahead, Weather Kingdom. I know you're about to make a point.
I was actually about to. I know what you said with the waters and ocean heat content. That's just one of the things. When I will honestly use the European as an analyzer for the dry air and wind shear. If you want to take a look at that, Pat,
Yep,
because use 12Z. Let's look at that 12Z.
got you.
Okay, there's definitely going to be a little bit of dry air as it gets near Jamaica. But if the way it is right now, consolidating, I mean, the models do get it to organize, but the 200 millibar height levels, I like to look at that where it is right now.
200
There's a
millibar.
little bit of
Yeah.
on it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Just taking a quick
Especially
look
up
at
there.
that. Yeah, that's. Oh, this is cause for alarm. This is cause for alarm. Right here. Let me see this. Let's go ahead and go out to 24 hours. What was it? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like the shear is about the same, but 48 hours out. Just want to see this. Yeah, it's definitely stronger. That shear placement is definitely a bit closer, but that's going to be close enough to enhance whatever outflow generates from this. That's your shear.
Correct.
Here's your... Okay, the 18Z is even more aggressive, Weather Kingdom.
Yes, that's what I was.
Yeah, the 18Z, let's look at the 12Z. By 48 hours out, we were at 1,001 millibars. This is for I believe this is this is Wednesday morning. 18Z 998. This is a stronger system, and it becomes a hurricane, and then stalls kind of along the coast of Jamaica before starting to make a slow move towards the island.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
bad.
The earlier this develops, the more my gut churns, because if it heads towards Haiti, that would literally be the worst case scenario. Because of just how poor it is and just how much of in a state of anarchy they're in over there. But that's...
Oh wow, that low level center is really trying to get dragged into that convection. I don't like that.
Yeah,
So I was looking on.
Go ahead.
So I was looking on the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah.
Um, there was one graph that shows this. I think it's like 3 or 4 graphs showing it going into the Gulf.
Whoa.
No. Oh yeah, no, that's
No.
okay. That's sorry, wrong graph I pulled up earlier. That's for a documentary I'm researching for. But anyway, here's what we got. Yeah, hold on. Let me look at their key messages very quickly if I can pull them up. Key messages. Yep, here we go. Yeah, here's their key messages. Yeah. I don't.
look at half speed. It likes a category 4 heading. Whoa. Why does it stall near Jamaica?
Let me look
That's
at
becoming more and more of a trend.
Halves B Invest 98L. Is this the 18Z run?
Yes, but 12Z actually is even about the same.
18Z, yeah, 18Z is more aggressive. Every one of these Hurricane models is getting more aggressive. That is very problematic.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah, regardless of where this goes, this is becoming more likely that it's going to be a powerful system. That's a problem.
Correct.
I mean, even just yeah, this is a 956 millibar. What is the winds? Okay, what's main seal of pressure winds? This is a mid-range category. This is a mid-range category 3 right here on the halves B. What's the halves A going for at this point? Category
Like a cat
1.
2.
Cat 1 at
Or 2.
18Z.
Yeah.
HMON is a tropical storm still, so they're favoring more of a weaker situation. HWRF, let's look at HWRF Cat 2 crashing into Haiti. That's not good.
Wrong 2.
Yeah. I have a feeling I hate to say this, but I think with the exception of the European, I think the models are being conservative with the intensity, given the conditions. I hate to
I
say
agree.
this.
I agree with you, man. I mean, honestly, this in reality, if the conditions are already improving and we already seeing that, I rather, it's not fear mongering, it's just the truth at this point because
Yep.
you have to remember this Caribbean has been untouched. And Pat, you should look at metal scale. Why is there a new thunderstorm developing right where the low level center is?
Oh no.
A new
Oh no.
thunderstorm way to the east.
Oh yeah,
You have to,
I just saw that. I just saw that. I'm pulling seizure warning to those prone to flashing lights.
I don't know
Let's
how
see.
yours is working. Mine is not.
Yeah, I'm looking
Oh,
at it. Yep. It's just over the last 10 minutes. We have a new
see where that
small
easterly
burst.
part.
Yep.
Yep, right there.
Small
And
things.
if that becomes another blob and those all combine, I'm telling you, that low level center is going to really start to dig down now.
Yeah.
And I can see a tropical storm tomorrow. I think a tropical storm is likely by tomorrow. I think a PTC is likely by late tonight or early tomorrow morning. In my opinion.
That's concerning.
Yeah. That the reason we're looking at this kind of small stuff right now is Weather Kingdom knows this as well as I do. Small things small things can become big problems down the line.
Absolutely correct.
If this, I will tell you this, the earliest this could become a PTC, in my opinion, is probably overnight, but I wouldn't jump the gun just yet. I want more information. That's where I'm standing on this. So, we have over 200 people in the stream right now. Be sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and if you are new, the goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. We accept any support. So thank you very much for tuning in tonight. We have a lot of people, and actually, we have more than what we had last night. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, subscribe and like the stream. We really appreciate you guys doing that. So anyway, we got Weather Kingdom. I do not. We got to watch how this evolves in the next hour. Agreed?
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, who is all in this? Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions, by the way? Because I am watching the chat.
Yep.
I know PTC potentials tonight.
Yep.
I think that's. Oh, thank you,
Hendrix
Hendrix.
with a $10
With the
donation. Thank you for the $10. We appreciate it. Any support to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you very much. But anyway,
Andrew did ask. Show the Enzo, please.
yeah, yeah, I don't think the Enzo is going to. I think we're in a La Nina watch from what I see, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we are.
yeah. Anyway, while we're doing this, hey Charlie, you haven't talked in a while. What is your take on everything you've seen
Yeah, I've
so
just
far
been
tonight? We haven't heard
monitoring.
from you. We've been kind of talking over you a little bit. Let's go ahead and give you the floor for a little bit. What's your thoughts on everything?
Well, I'm definitely that those new convective bursts that are happening. I'm like my eyes are just staring at the satellite while you all talk.
Yep.
So that's mainly what I've been doing, and I agree with Weather Kingdom on like tropical. At least like the designation of like tropical storm could probably be tomorrow. I'm guessing tomorrow with the trends that we're seeing,
Yeah.
and I also because I do think that if it does indeed stall near Jamaica at any kind of intensity, the rainfall over Jamaica or any one of those islands like in the Caribbean, that would be like nearly too. I don't want to be too dramatic about it, but that could be significant to potentially catastrophic over there.
Absolutely.
I do have a question from Storm Dennis. How is 98L looking like on microwave imagery right now? Does anyone have that?
Charlie, if you could try to get something out of it, would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, I can look.
All right, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna. There's some questions right now. Andrew did ask, do you know where this will go beyond the Caribbean? Question mark. Is the Atlantic Canada going to get impacted,
We don't
or
know.
Bermuda? We don't know. We're actually we're actually still trying to figure out the Caribbean part before we even get past it. So we kind of have to wait a few days and get some recon in there and get some information out of that for
I'm
that question.
hoping Bermuda,
Go ahead, Logan.
I'm hoping Bermuda does not get hit again. I feel so bad for them because they've
Yeah.
been getting hammered.
Yeah. Um,
So someone did ask about the convection. Will it sustain itself?
we
Um,
don't know.
I believe it. We don't know, but I feel like well, we have seen this before. I mean, this storm has been very convective, active, even in the main development region with all
Yeah.
its hurdles. So I think it will continue. The conditions are pretty ideal for it, besides some hurdles it will have to go through. But
Right.
I do think the convection will sustain itself, and I don't see it dying. So
Yes.
that's the answer
Yeah, and
to
speaking
your
of
question.
convection weather kingdom, yeah, that convective burst you noticed a few minutes ago, we're now seeing minus 70 cloud tops on it. It's small, but it's growing gradually. And we're also noticing another convective burst over some of the ABC islands as well, to west of the main burst as well. Yeah, this is we're in for one heck of a night tonight. But anyway, I've heard some unconfirmed reports. Do we have I've heard something. Okay, we actually do have some sort of recon. We actually do have some sort of recon in on this right now. So that'll be pretty interesting. Yeah.
I mean, no,
okay, we have I sent microwave imagery in the no live no mic.
All right.
We didn't fully get it. We didn't get a full path, but we got the majority of it. It's crapola.
Yeah, it's not the most defined, but we can definitely make something work out of this. But
Yeah.
yeah, we do have some recon in there right now, interestingly enough. We'll see if we get some data out of this in the next hour or so. But yeah, that's going to be something we continue to watch. Looking at Dapia. Oh man, oh man. Oh, let me see something. It's out. We got the 0Z guidance out. Not the guidance, but we have the 0Z positioning out. Well, here's where we're at. Current location is 14.1 degrees north, 68.8 degrees west. Maximum wind is 35 knots. Minimum central pressure is 1,007 millibars.
Has that actually dropped by 1 millibar
Yeah, it was
from
1,009
1,008?
at 1,009, then 1,008, now 1,007.
So
Wow.
it's continuing to gradually lower pressure. So that tells us, okay, it's even with the conditions it's in, it's still lowering pressures and it's still slowly but surely organizing. So that's some information to take out of that.
Yeah. Yes. Someone in the chat was asking, are any of you guys meteorologists or even students of meteorology? I'm actually a degreed meteorologist, as a matter of fact. Went to school for meteorology for 4 years. So you're hearing it here. You're hearing it from a quote unquote official source. So yeah, I am a degreed meteorologist.
Also, I am going for my bachelor's for meteorology, starting about midway of 2026 or in the beginning.
So fall
Still getting that
2026.
figured out.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, trying to get that all figured out.
All right, you take care of that. But anyway, yeah, but that's the situation. Hopefully, we get the track models and the intensity guidance out. So, yeah, we can get an idea. Okay, this is.
I don't like that convection.
I don't like anything about this.
Me either. I don't like seeing. I think me and you, Pat, knows how a lot of this type of nighttime convection ended up being the next day.
We've done plenty of systems like this. We did Debbie, we did Helene, we've done Milton, we've done Aaron, done Beryl, we've done Aaron, we've done Humberto. We've been doing this off and on for a year.
Haven't you guys done Ian too?
Yeah, Ian was
we
in
did.
2022. I did not.
Yeah,
we were. Storms United wasn't a thing in 2022 technically, but yeah, that convection is connecting. We also have another burst just to the east of it. Yeah, everything is going right for this system right now, given the conditions. I mean,
correct.
Yeah, this is not something I want to see. Anyway, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. So it would be much appreciated. Anyway, just... Yeah. Yeah, because of the rapid intensification of the system, does that mean the GFS is more of a favorable solution? Not quite. Because this doesn't have a closed load just yet. And also, the models are shifting further and further to the west as well. So we do have some sort of steering current starting to come up a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, Weather Kingdom, what are your thoughts on a potential Hispaniola impact?
The changes continue to increase. I mean, I would like to see how things look tomorrow with recon and everything.
Right.
I mean, I think it's going to be more impact. I think that's one scenario where it goes into Dominican, like the HERF shows. But I think I'm more leaning towards the second option, and that's more into the Cuba situation. But the middle will be between the more of Jamaica and Dominican and more impacting Cuba only, and then the Bahamas. That's more of the middle solution, but I do think I think more of a Western solution will play out in this scenario. I think it's going to miss that first trough, or what's going to happen is it's going to get pulled to the north. It's actually going to get dragged a little bit to that trough, but it's going to be too late in time, and then it's going to try and go west as a very powerful hurricane, and actually will be more of a worst case scenario because it will be bringing impacts while it's still intensifying over the waters.
Right. Yeah, thank you, Other Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is his YouTube channel in the chat right here. I just put it in there. He's 4 subs away from 900. If you haven't, go subscribe to him. He'd really appreciate that if you did that for him. He's 4 away from 900. We're trying to get him to 1,000 by the end of this season. So he's been such a wonderful help to Storms United, and he's been such a wonderful help to the streams and everything along those lines. He's also a really cool dude, so go ahead and sub to him because we all like cool dudes around here. Okay. In all
Thank you.
seriousness, though, we're still waiting on the Zero-Z track and intensity guidance to come in. We're mainly looking at satellite imagery at this current point. So, so looking at this, just kind of getting this in. Seizure warning to those prone to flashing lights. Once again, we will. Oh, let me go ahead and do this. Yep. That secondary burst is producing some more, definitely connecting the convection a bit more. And you also have this burst over the ABC Islands connecting as well. Oh, and
Also,
another thing.
a lot of showers and thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And probably some dusty winds and some impacts, regardless of this being Melissa or not.
Yeah. The 2 main blobs right here, by the way, Weather Kingdom, they're about to merge. They are gradually
They
getting
are
closer.
getting sheared, though. You can see that.
Oh,
I'm starting to see a little bit of that shear preventing that convection going more into the LLC.
Yep.
So I would like to see what happens with that other small convection. I would like to see if the convection, I mean, it's not as displaced as before, but I do believe that this will continue to get better organized in the coming days.
For sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's still battling 15 to 20 knots a shear, so it's not nothing. Saved by Grace with the $20 donation. Pat, I have followed you for a long time, and so I trust your analysis. Are you in the group going to say 100% that these west trends there are no way at all or is no way at all Florida will be hit? Should have gotten my degree in meteorology instead of business. Thank you for the $20 donation. We appreciate that. At this point, the chance for Florida getting impacted has decreased significantly at this current point in time. I do think these westward trends will continue for the rest of the models, but they'll mainly zero in on Cuba and Jamaica instead of Florida at this current point.
I agree.
Yeah, thank you for the $20 donation. Any support is very much welcome. And also, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Goal, as always, get more people engaged with weather. So, yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. You guys have been there for both myself and Weather Kingdom over the last few months especially, and we could not be more grateful for this.
Andrew did ask for you to look at water vapor on Invest
1,000.
Yeah,
1,000%. Let me.
Yep.
Yeah, water vapor. Yeah, there is some dry air to the west of it, but yeah, that convective burst is definitely helping helping it kind of protect itself for sure. So that's what we're dealing with. Oh man, is it coming to Jamaica? It's getting. We're getting close to that point. We'll have to watch out, but you do not like to see this convection right here, especially when there's dry air to the west of it. That's going to get protected by it.
Correct.
So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead now and take a quick. Let's go ahead now and take a quick gander. Oh yeah, Dapia. Let's see what. Oh, let's first check this. See if it's updated. Not quite. We are very much waiting for the track and intensity guidance on this. All right, Dapia, you're our best option for
Z's out. Zero Z's out.
Oh, it is?
For the track intensity guidance. It is. Wow, that's a lot of.
I didn't. It's not pulling up on my computer just yet. So.
Oh, it is for me.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, Yeah, let's okay. Once we get, I'll look at it in a couple of minutes just to.
I don't like that. I
Yeah,
really don't like the zero.
I'll take a quick gander at that. Hopefully, we'll get that very shortly. But
Yeah, I have some explanation on the zero Z because I know people are talking about the GFS, and it really is a prime
we just got
example.
it. We just got
Yeah,
it. Ooh, ooh.
I really want to talk about the track
Go
guidance.
for it. Go for it. Here's your zero Z track guidance, guys.
So basically, this is the zero Z track guidance, and there is some things that we still need to see. First off, I know people are saying GFS. Why are we not going with it when we have in the past? And actually, the GFS we haven't. We more went with the Euro. But if you look at the track guidance with all the models, actually the GFS is furthest to the east of all the track guidance. And then the furthest to the west is like for example of the H mod or the halves A. But first off, the GFS is more on the outlier side of it. And that's why our confidence on the GFS is not as much prompt into it because it's been trending with the Euro. Also, a second thing is they do have all these ensembles, all these actually models slow down significantly. And what I mean significantly, when we take a look at some of these models, they stall for like 2 days around between Jamaica and the Haiti area. Also, you see a lot of these zigzags where the models are unsure and it kind of like stalls near the island of Jamaica and Haiti. Also, very slow. So, that being said, regardless of development, this will likely be a major impacts with flooding, wind gust, rain, all that mudslides into these islands here. But if this also becomes a very, very, very major hurricane or something bigger with the same motion and everything, we'll even be talking about not just what I just said, but damaging winds and catastrophic damage potentially in some of these beaches, some of these mountains, the valleys because of the mountain terrain.
Right.
But zero Z guidance is not a good look that you do not want to see. Very, very slow and a lot of squiggly lines that tells you it could actually stall instead of moving fast. So that's my take on the zero Z guidance.
Another thing to note is the majority of these runs now want the state get up to hurricane strength.
Correct.
We did not see this before from the intensity
We're
guidance.
also seeing a gradual increase with the tropical guidance, more now into category 1, even into 2, and then you even see a few of them trying to make it to 3, 4, and
Yep.
halves B is a little bit more of an outlier. It will. I don't see. I'm not gonna say it's. I mean, it's an
It
outlier
has a
for
high
now.
ceiling. We can agree on that.
Yeah, let's just say that we can agree. It has a high, very, very high ceiling at this given point.
Absolutely. But yeah, with everything we've seen tonight, it's all. This is pretty much all the things we did not want to see so far. Oh, and another thing we did not want to see is these two are minutes away from merging. Right here. These two bursts are minutes away from getting that point. It just needs a little bit more of a push before we get to that point. But yeah, it's getting very, very close. So we're going to want to watch that. Man, oh man, this is going to be quite the interesting setup.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that low level center is having a bit more spin right near the convection. So
Yeah.
that tells me it's not as displaced, and that tells me it could actually be not begin, but it's definitely looking like we are getting tighter circulation because when we actually take a look, if you took a look at the visible on tropical tibbets, you can actually see now the low level clouds, instead of being all into one massive broad area of low pressure, looks like as night continued in that convection, we're now seeing a low level center not directly in the convection, but on the outskirts of that convection,
Yep.
and likely telling me that we are probably quite a bit like more like I would say 4 to 8 hours away from potentially a tropical storm with the intensification at this rate, in my opinion. But we'll
Yeah.
have to just wait and see.
Yeah.
Someone did ask, "Are you going live tomorrow night?" I know I
Probably
will
not.
be.
Weather Kingdom will. I probably will not be because I have work until
Yeah,
late. So unless the system just explodes, we're not going live tomorrow night. Which you never know at this point. But
I
that's
will
my
be
plan.
live to help and cover
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Michelle Howard was asking me about after the Milton documentary. Didn't you say you were making another documentary on the the Enderlin tornado, EF5 tornado? I am actually, that as well as Hurricane Michael, so be sure you stay tuned for that. We're starting on Milton right now, and then we'll get to Michael, and then we'll get to the Enderlin tornado after that. So,
Someone did ask me a question and actually pinned
yep,
me. Weather Kingdom, do you think this is likely to reach major strength? In my opinion, the chances continue to increase, and I will give it a solid 70% chance, in my opinion. With everything I've seen, I think the chances continue to increase. Uh, I think the ceiling is very high, but I do
yep.
think a potential another major hurricane is becoming more and more likely in this scenario.
I am inclined to agree. The question is, how will the steering currents react?
Correct.
Because that could determine who gets impacted. Because there's too many
Also,
unknowns. Hmm?
Andrew did ask, do you think this was just a bad run or a start of a new trend? I do think it's the start of a new trend, especially with the GFS trending to the west.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't like that. The shear will help the outflow. Yeah, it will help the outflow in the long run.
Yes.
And actually, very good statement. Florida investor did say shear should pretty much be pretty much strong for this time of year. And actually, you are completely correct. And speaking on that, the Caribbean's actually at its all-time lowest shear records that I've been taking a look at. I actually do have a map here. I will actually like to send this to you, Pat.
All right, go ahead, send it to me.
Um, I'm gonna send it to Live No Mic.
All right, I'm waiting
This
for it.
is the Caribbean's shear.
Yeah, once you're ready, go ahead and submit that. And yeah, quick question while I'm waiting. My family is in Jamaica. Do you think it will be serious? You should be contacting your family in Jamaica right now, letting them know what's
I
going
just
on.
I just send this. So if you would like to actually share
Yep,
that on the stream
I got it.
for
Yeah,
that question.
this is our shear right here. We are below the standard deviation in terms of wind shear, Caribbean wind shear. For most of the season, we were above average. Then in late July, we plummeted to around slightly below average, but still within the standard deviation. Now we're just below the standard deviation, and that's why 98L is in such a good environment for development. That's what we're seeing. Everything working well for it tonight. That's the best I can say. This system, man, this system is off to a great start. Yeah, I live in Jamaica, and I think we're going to get a landfall. Scary thought, though. We don't know. The sad part about all of this is we do not know where this is going to go past 48 hours. that's the very unfortunate part of this entire situation. The intensity is becoming more and more clear to me, but the track isn't. Normally, it's the track that is more clear and the intensity isn't. That should tell you how dangerous this could be. So, yeah. Yeah, Weather Kingdom, I saw. Yeah, oh, let me go ahead and get you in, buddy. Yeah. Anyway,
Thank you.
hey, buddy. There you go. But yeah, for tonight, Weather Kingdom, you remember with Aaron how I was putting certain regions on notice because of potential impacts?
Correct.
Tonight, I'm putting Haiti, Jamaica, and Cuba on notice right now.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
I also, regardless of where this makes sense, I should put the Bahamas too.
Yeah, I'm putting
because
them on notice.
Bahamas should be on notice too.
Yep.
For impacts potentially. And I completely agree with you right now. I think those are the big areas. Jamaica, Haiti, Haiti and Cuba and the Bahamas should be really on a watch right now.
Yeah.
Also, we're one sub away from 900.
Yeah, hold on one sec. I got you, bud. Go sub to Weather Kingdom right here. That's his channel in the that I just sent right there. Get him to 900 subs tonight. You've been amazing for those of us who have stuck by tonight. We really appreciate the support. But anyway, yeah, also like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Goal as always to get more people engaged with weather. So that is what we're seeing right here in terms of our new convection. Man, oh man. This is going to be interesting.
Like it. Damn.
These bursts are on the verge of connecting.
Yeah.
Once it connects Weather Kingdom, you know the shape that this is starting to take a part of?
Yep, I already know it.
We're starting to
The
see
shrimp.
Yep, the outline of a shrimp is starting to show up here. Oh,
and
man.
usually that's when you start to see, even in sheared systems, you start to see the beginning of tropical genesis.
Yep.
Slowly but surely.
The question is, is the shear going to lift even further up to the north to allow it to happen even faster? That's the main thing we're watching. So.
I agree.
Yep.
I think that pretty much wraps it up tonight. I think we really discussed on this system.
Yeah, at this point we're mainly going to watch how this. Oh, by the way, you hit 900 subs. By the way.
Thank you, everybody. Very greatly appreciate it. Thank you. We are 100 away from the big 1,000.
Yep. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going for a little while because I want to look. Well, the few things I want to look at is number one, how this system evolves in this time frame, and number two, just looking at this and seeing how this is evolving. I have mixed feelings about this personally. Man, on one hand, it's good that we're seeing this starting to get its act together now, because that at least we can guarantee that at least we can see now that okay, there's less of an unknown to this. But there's still a lot of problems with this, dude. Number one, we need to see if this will sustain itself overnight and into the morning, or if it will start to fade away and die. That's the first thing we need to watch out for. Second thing we need to keep an eye on is how it handles the shear, because if it can, if it can keep itself going despite the 15 to 20 knots of shear and keep things rolling, then you're gonna have a scenario in which, well, this system could actually excuse me words. Then you're where the kind of, as it lifts further up to the north, the shear that is, it's going to catch more of that outflow and away from the storm and allow for it to really consolidate. That's another unknown. last unknown we need to watch out for is how is this dry air going to do, and is it going to impact anything? Personally, based on this current convection, I say no. And that's the worst part about this. Could there be a little dry air
I agree.
entrainment? Yeah, maybe. But right now it's doing nothing
Yeah,
to stop this. So let's
correct.
just
I would take this as more of a worst case scenario tonight on the evolution of this. It's continuing to evolve
yeah.
very scary.
Yeah. This
And
may
we've
only
seen
be an
this.
invest, Weather Kingdom, but it's a scary invest if you ask me, given the conditions it has ahead of it.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Not a good.
This isn't like 91L where, there was a lot of unknowns. We have a lot better conditions and we have a few more knowns that we can gather tonight. But here's to potentially the last big hurrah of hurricane season. Not the big hurrah for a lot of people that are going to get impacted by this, but but given the fact that this is probably the last big storm of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah. But anyway.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good.
My bad.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, yeah, probably one of the last big storms of the season. And it's honestly, hurricane season is not done into November 29th.
Yeah.
Actually lands right on my birthday. But I'm hoping this is not as bad as we're thinking.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling with this being the last storm and with the way the season has been, it's not just going to say goodbye very nicely.
When they connect,
I
they go
just,
a long way.
yeah, and I don't think 2025 hurricane season is just going to end like nothing. I think it's going to try and end with a bang. And that's not a good bang.
Yeah. That is absolutely not. But, man, what a show we've had tonight. And
Awesome show.
yeah, what a show we've had tonight just with how this has evolved over the last hour. We were seeing convection starting to fire off right as the sun was starting to set. And then next thing you know, oh my goodness, it's all over the place. Yeah, it started firing off around 3:55 Central Time, 4:55 Eastern Time and Atlantic Standard Time in numerous areas. And by the time we got to 22Z, which is 6 p.m. Central Eastern Time, we already had a pretty consolidated core around it. That's just grown and grown and grown and grown ever since. And it's being followed up by this burst of convection right here, which started roughly at around, I'd say, around 7 Eastern, 7 Atlantic, and it's just been going off over the last couple of hours. This is a very fast situation that is evolving. And this is not the type of stream I was looking to do tonight. I was thinking, okay, we can talk hypotheticals. We're going to probably see a situation where this isn't fully organized yet. This is getting its act together much faster than we anticipated. And my gut is churning for whoever's in the path of this. So that's kind of my thoughts on this whole situation right now, Weather Kingdom. We went from we'll talk hypotheticals to this is going to be a very serious situation in the matter of minutes.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, we're getting a lot of viewers in from the Caribbean right here. That's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah. Mainly, the main things that we're going to continue to watch out for is, like I said before, the key takeaways. Cuba, Haiti, and Jamaica, and the Bahamas, you're in the potential line of fire, and I'm putting you on notice tonight. That's number one. Number two, the system is organizing a lot faster than anticipated at this current point. You're seeing a lot of convection, and it's not popcorn convection. it's becoming more and more evident to me as the night goes on that this is not popcorn and convection. This is going to sustain itself. The question is, how long will it sustain itself? Will it sustain itself through the night and into the morning, or will it sustain itself only through part of the night? That's the main thing we need to watch.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, because we could see a lot of convection in the evening, but if it fizzles out in the morning, then we're pretty much back in square one. And then we go, okay, is this going to try again? So that's something to keep an eye on. But ultimately, we're on the right track at this current point. As always, like the
Yeah.
stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. We really appreciate all the support you have given us tonight. So, yeah. That's wonderful. Wonderful. But ultimately, the main takeaway is this was not a stream I was expecting to do, and not something that we should take lightly. You were mentioning
I
earlier how
agree.
David was talking about this being a banding type. We're seeing banding features already with this system.
Yes.
That's going to be very key into into the consolidation, and it already is playing key pretty well so far. It's off to a great start. So,
Agree.
yeah, that's something David was spot on about for sure. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? It's currently 8:30 my time. Do we have any questions in the chat? We'll be happy to take them from you guys for those wondering what's going on and what our thoughts are on, actually. Matter of fact, one thing we haven't done as much, we haven't really talked too many models. You did a lot of the model stuff for sure. But we didn't talk too much about that. But just given how this is evolving, I think the Moz are only going to continue to trend stronger and stronger at this point. Could there be any impacts to the East Coast? Other than heavy surf and other than choppy waters, most likely no at this current point. This is a Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica type of situation, as well as this heading towards the Bahamas. At this point, a U.S. impact is less likely than it was 24 hours ago.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure. Let's see. Okay, looking at this. Oh, did not mean to do that. Okay, let's go to North Atlantic. Oh boy, this needs to reset. Okay, perfect. All right, future moisture and wind shear. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Here is. Okay, never mind. Did not mean to pull that up. Here is what we have for our wind shear. Well, yeah, this is what we got for the European. Wind shear is expected to remain to the west and to the north, but it is expected to weaken and stay and eventually get lifted north of the system as it starts to stall out and then starts to strengthen as that jet starts to catch onto the trough angle as time goes on. And then you have this system really ramping up in intensity right about here when the shear just weakens considerably. There's a period by around October 28th where if the system stays in there for that long, it'll ultimately have a huge shear gap that it'll most likely exploit at this current point and then crash into Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas from that point. That's your shear. Moisture, there is some dry air, but it's not going to do too much to affect it, especially in the long run. And as this system produces more convection, there is some dry air that could interestingly entrain it a little bit by October 24th in the Western Caribbean. But as long as the system produces convection, it's mixable dry air, and then it really blows up in intensity as it mixes it out and as things continue to go. So that's what we're dealing with, which future shear and moisture both get better with time. So that's what we have. Based on this, should Jamaica get will they get a multi-day storm? Very, very hard for me to tell at this current time. Very hard for me to tell. What I will say is prepare for some major impacts. That's all I can say.
I agree.
Yeah, we can't tell you exactly how long it's going to last, just that it's going to happen and we need to pay attention to it. Track and the steering currents are not to our favor. Next question, Summer. Should Oregon be worried about the system? Dude, Oregon's on the West Coast. This is in the Caribbean. I have my flight to the Dominican Republic on Thursday. Should I be concerned? I have a toddler. What I will say is I will watch I would watch how this system evolves. Today is Monday. If, say, by Wednesday you see this system become a tropical storm or even close to a hurricane, if I were you, I would just watch how this evolves. We don't even know where this is going to go at this current point.
Fully, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you are advised to cancel your travel by local officials or by someone or by travel agencies, cancel it. It is not our responsibility at Pat's Path Predictor or Storms United to make that call. Refer to your travel agencies and refer to local officials. That's what I will say about that. Okay. Yeah, Peter Moss on Dapia, the possible LLC looks like it's to the west of the convective bursts. Yeah, we're seeing it. LLC and MLC is still tilted. We're seeing that too, Pete. Thank you very much. So I have an interesting take, obviously. I know Hurricane Wilma was the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic to ever form, but the NHC has a 185-mile-per-hour peak. What do you guys think about it? Wrong stream to talk about that, but I think it's a good peak. A good peak. Was it stronger? I think 185 is fine. If this does stall, could the impacts be catastrophic? Absolutely. Wherever it goes, if
Yeah,
it stalls, it would absolutely be
yeah.
catastrophic.
No matter how strong how strong it could be, it will be catastrophic.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, hey,
that's
LTW,
the
you're on the air.
Yeah, hello. I just joined. I just kind of want to give my input on what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this thing also stalls, if this thing slow, the only thing stopping this from getting named is because of its speed shearing itself.
yeah, that too. It's starting to slow down.
Yeah. And that's the scary part. Once it slows down over this beautiful warm waters for the system, then this is gonna be a seizure warning.
Yep,
Then
thanks.
this is gonna be a major problem.
Oh no.
Like I'm talking maybe like Cat 3 or 4. Well, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Pat, are you seeing what I'm seeing on satellite? That shrimp is really starting to try and take place.
Yeah, I'm noticing
I don't like it.
this is taking shape, but I'm also noticing another convective burst closer to the LLC. That's over there.
Yep, and it looks like it's trying to wrap around a little bit.
Yeah. Also, we're seeing minus 90 cloud tops in another burst. We're seeing
That's
minus
crazy.
90s now in this. This is really blowing up tonight.
I'm afraid it's blowing up a lot quicker than I was even expecting. This is not good.
Off the charts type of cloud temperatures, you know we got a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway.
Just a quick question. Where is the
it's currently
LLC?
north of the ABC Islands. North of
Venezuela.
In terms of longitudinally,
now.
Yeah, the LLC is south of the eastern tip of the Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know where that is.
Yep. Anyway, back to some more questions. Is Jamaica in the line of fire? Absolutely, it is.
Agree.
Yeah. It's have both convective bursts combined yet? Now you know. They pretty much have at this current point. Still, it's going to take a while for this main burst to get over there, but yeah, it's for all intents and purposes, they've pretty much combined at this point. Yeah, if this tracks to the east towards the Dominican, what impacts would Puerto Rico see? If it heads towards that part of the DR, like the eastern DR, which at this point I'm ruling out, Puerto Rico could see outer bands. I know this is hard to forecast, but do you think this could be a formidable hurricane and most likely the storm of the year? Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, you kind of just said it. Yep,
Yep.
definitely.
Yep.
Hey, Pat,
Considering this is already in the
Delta here.
Caribbean, somebody's going to get impacted. This isn't like Aaron. This isn't like Humberto. This isn't like Gabrielle. This is going to impact somebody. That's the main
Yeah.
thing we can say. But
Mhm.
LTW, sorry for cutting you off. Go for it.
I'm just saying, can I get Delta in here? He's
Oh,
on the call.
absolutely. We
Yeah.
need him in here.
Yeah,
We're gonna get him
Delta.
Delta, you're on the air.
All right. Hey, yeah, sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This is actually perfect timing. Go for it.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely trying to blow up right now.
Yeah. It's definitely going off now. A lot earlier than I think a lot of us hoped.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But I am going to be brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that this is not going to be. I think it's going to get named by tomorrow. I can see it.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
got the wins.
Yeah.
It's going to be slightly more nice, but it's going to struggle with the shear for at least the next 2 days. And that is what's going to force it potentially slightly more west than what some of the hurricane models are saying. So I would, in my opinion, be more worried about Jamaica and Cuba, maybe the western side of Haiti. But I think it's just going to struggle to really get going until probably, I would say, Wednesday or Thursday at the earliest.
All right. Very good analysis.
Because you can clearly see that the LLC, or where the LLC may be, of course, ASCAT just decided to miss again. But it is clearly still dealing with quite a bit of shear, as with the entire lopsided look of the system. All your
Yeah.
convection is on the east side. There's very
Yeah.
little on the western side.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean with that, but the structure is definitely trying to.
It's definitely improving. It's much better than it was yesterday. But I think it's going to get named. It's going to become a tropical depression. I would assume Melissa by the end of tomorrow. I would be shocked if it wasn't. But
Yeah.
it's not going to rapidly intensify right off the bat. It's going to struggle for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If considering how this evolves, I might consider a late night stream. I might.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, except it wouldn't be Saturday Night Live, Pat's Path Predictor Edition. It would probably be Tuesday or Wednesday Night Live, Pat's Path Predictor Edition. We just need to see how this evolves. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Delta, you have more to add?
No, I think I put out quite a bit. I am waiting for the latest for the 0Z, but that's obviously going to be for a while.
Sure. Yeah, 0Z data is not going to be open for quite some time, so we'll have to wait. But man,
I will be live for Jersey
yep,
models tonight.
for sure.
That's my action. I'm actually currently making a thumbnail and also making some maps that I would like to show
awesome.
when I go live later.
Awesome.
Also, Kingdom, congrats on the 900.
Yeah, thank you. Very greatly appreciate it.
Congrats.
We're actually 97 away from 1,000, so I believe we can do it.
Yep.
It's an awesome milestone at this point.
Yeah.
I actually did not even expect myself to even come close to it by this time of year. So,
yeah, for sure.
honestly, thank you to all of you guys. You guys honestly have helped me a lot. And I feel like I actually been able to express my passion for this, for being a meteorology
Yep.
with you guys. I love it.
Absolutely.
It's awesome getting y'all opinions, and I always wanted to do this. So I really appreciate everyone that has been supporting me. It's just awesome. The weather community
Yeah.
that we
for
have.
Sure. Hey
All I
guys,
could say is,
we're seeing some outflow with this.
oh,
We're seeing some outflow it's being influenced from the system. It's north of Puerto Rico, but someone in chat was asking
yeah,
about it.
I also see that too.
That's problematic. That's not
I
ideal.
also think oh yeah, I see it also in Antigua and Barbuda and Guadalupe.
Yep.
You see that as well.
Yep, that's evolving right there. And also another thing as well, we're seeing more convection firing off. Another convective burst fired up near the LLC, near the center of the LLC. Yeah, it's this bad boy right here. We're in for a long
Just a
night
quick
tonight.
question.
Yep.
Is this DMAX?
No, DMAX would be
No.
right before sunrise.
Oh,
We're
right.
right
Well,
past
we're in the
D-min.
beginning of it.
Yeah, we're starting to see
It's
an increase in DMAX.
Oh god,
Yeah.
we could potentially see a pretty good looking tropical storm tomorrow.
yeah. I mean, I think they should actually go PTC in my opinion, but I'm not the
I mean, it's
national.
not- Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, if it was me, I would. I would, because if this is going to impact islands already, no matter what, and become a storm, we rather get the watches and warnings and now I actually have to prepare it. So if they actually put it out, then people would take more serious into it.
Yeah.
That's why I like when they do the PTC, because it gives an extra warning out, and people actually believe it more, and it just helps with telling everybody that this is a serious storm, no matter name or not. Because I think people just look at naming storms as so if it's not a name, then it's not going to bring any impacts. But if it is a name, it's going to bring major impacts. That's not how it really works. So I think they should go PTC. That's why I think.
I think we learned that. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Uh-oh.
that I think
Okay.
we
We're okay. We're okay.
yeah.
Yes, stream's
What's
having a
up?
few issues. We're getting this fixed. Don't it's okay for right now. Keep going. We're good. I'm gonna be
Okay.
watching it though.
I think we learned this from Helene. Because no, because people thought, oh, it's just a tropical storm. It's not gonna do much. Looks at North Carolina, and sees like a whole bunch of towns flood, and especially one other storm that's, I wouldn't say untalked about, but from 1994, Alberto.
Yeah.
It was just a tropical storm. It caused like 2 billion damages.
Yeah. Someone chat was
Yeah.
asking. Someone chat's asking, isn't the shear going in a direction that would benefit hurricane intensification? It will eventually. Yes. It's already starting to slowly but surely. In the next day or so, it'll definitely be a lot more clear.
Where is the shear?
I can pull it up for you. Yeah, I got it right here on Sims. Let me see if I can get the deep shear. Let me go ahead and see if you guys can. Okay, you guys can't see my screen. Let me see if I can. But yeah, the shear is currently, where this is at is currently in about 15 to 20 knots of wind shear. There's 25 knots. Oh, this is a new. Okay, this is actually a new one right here. I'm gonna show the stream very quickly, this to the audience. But this is what we got for you guys. This is.
I don't see anything.
I'm sorry.
Let
me pull it up on here. Yeah, it's on a different thing, so give me a sec. But if you're watching it on the stream, you could probably see it. Oh, this is cause for alarm. We're looking at the 25 to 30 knots of shear is starting to collapse. We're down to 20. We're down to 20 in parts of the Central Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
that shear is starting to collapse.
It's starting to collapse. Oh wow. Oh
I
wow.
don't like this.
Yeah, if earlier we had this whole this was attached. The 25 knots were attached, and this was further to the south. We're down to 20. We're down to 20
Where
knots over there.
that LSD is right now, it's actually even better. It's only in 20 knots a shear and actually almost 15.
Yep.
So it looks like the system continues to become better and better into its environment. And I think it's doing it quicker. And the quicker it does it, the alarms just keep rising.
This was not what I wanted to see tonight.
Yeah, I agree. This is a kind of turn for the worst for tonight.
Oh, absolutely by far.
Hurricane.
But yeah, let's see. But yeah, let's see this. Yeah.
Oh, seizure warning. Seizure
Sorry.
warning.
Thanks, LTW.
Good.
What's what do you got for us, Delta? Oh,
The latest ships model.
what's the best you can? Okay, this is okay. What's the latest you can gather from that? Actually, I just tried to pull up the text. It's not optimal for viewing.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. But basically, is that once this system,
Seizure
once
warning, by
future,
the way.
Yep, thank you. Go ahead, Delta.
it just shows how primed the environment is. Once the storm can get out of its own way and get organized to where it can take advantage of its environment, the prospects of RI are really, really high.
Mhm.
Like, just an example, there is almost, but even different model guidances are also on the high end. There's almost a 50% chance of a 65 knot intensification rate increase in 72 hours. 50%
Yeah, that's 75
chance.
miles an hour.
DeepMind is also going nuts.
Yep.
Past Haiti. The most DeepMind has for this thing is 162 knots, 906 millibars.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It could
Like,
have a chance, but it's probably hopefully not gonna happen.
Yeah. Every single model is rapidly escalating this situation given the latest data.
so what I'll just want to pop right back on for a sec. So I did the calculation. So what the consensus is a 50% chance of a 65 knot would mean that in 72 hours we would have a major category 3 hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow. Wow.
That is not what we wanted to hear tonight. But
If the conditions continue to get better and better, and the way this is looking, this is not looking really ideal. This definitely is turning into a worst case scenario, and the worst
Houston, we
case
got a
scenario.
problem. Houston, we have a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Fourth convection cell, it's starting to merge with the main one. It's very close to
Ah,
it.
perfect.
And then you have this
Perfect.
other one that's getting closer and closer to it.
And look at it rotating. Oh
Yep.
god.
Looks like more
That's
of the LCL is starting to get into that convection as well.
It's trying.
Yep, it's trying.
It
It's
will
still battling a
struggle.
little bit of shear, but it's pulling a Houdini act at the 11th hour.
Yeah, this is not good. This is, in my opinion, I'm not even gonna say, but definitely very, very bad trends.
Yeah, this
Really
is
bad.
Okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna put this in live no mic. This is what the halves B model run was showing. The simulated satellite from 18Z showing about what it would look like right about now.
Oh wow!
That's
Whoa!
pretty damn
Wow!
close. Let me show this. This the
Oh,
half
wow.
speed simulated, guys.
Wow.
That's actually
Here's
pretty
where we're at
impressive.
now. Here's where we're at. Here's where we're at. Let's see, what time is this for? This will be
This would be
very
for
close if
11
this
o'clock.
continues.
Wow.
Look at this is where we are at with
Which one? Half
3Z.
speed?
3Z, which is around
Yeah.
10, which is in about an hour. This is where we're at now.
And the half speed has this becoming a major hurricane.
Pretty damn close to it.
Wow. Not good.
And this is the end of the run. I will place it. If you want to show it, you can.
Uh-oh.
That is cause for alarm. This
Also, the worrying thing about this, it's just, I'm not going to stay focused on the sea surface temperatures, but I
Sure.
just kind of wanted to point it out. The sea surface temperatures look like August,
Yeah.
Yep.
like in mid-August. And also the OHC also looks like it was in mid-August. Like, it's so warm because it's so untapped. Like, it's been like what, almost a full year. It's been like 11 months since this thing was tapped.
With
You know,
Raphael,
I'm actually
yes.
gonna look.
Yeah.
See
Sarah
where
and-
Raphael traveled.
Yes. Yeah. Raphael just took up most of it, and then nothing happened until right now.
Yep.
Like, this storm is either gonna flop or become a monster.
Yeah. It looks like right now it's on the path of the ladder.
Which
Yeah,
is
but
really
definitely trying to
catastrophic.
climb that ladder a little quick right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't
also-
fall.
And also, it looks like a
We hope it
small
does.
storm.
Huh.
It looks like a small storm, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does.
Caesar warning.
Okay.
Caesar warning, by the
Yep.
way.
I would also just like to. I looked at the track, and it wasn't even really a hurricane when it was passing through that area. It only became a hurricane between Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. So this is purely untapped for more than a year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to run into it in the next few days.
And shear is dropping, which is the scariest part. How's the dry air? How's the dry air going? Is there no dry air?
There is dry air, but because the huge convection burst, it's not going to do anything to it.
Not really
Oh,
at this.
okay.
Yep.
But shear is dropping, which is very scary.
Yep.
And I can see that on satellite
Yeah.
pretty well too. It's
For the
dropping.
person in chat wondering what
Slowly.
the wind area size, radius of maximum winds is 40 nautical miles. For that person in chat wondering, the notebook comic creator. Yeah, it's only 40 nautical miles for the radius of maximum winds. So just go ahead, Weather Kingdom. I just wanted to say that real quickly.
I have really nothing to say.
I think we're
Just
I think it's just, an unnerving quiet tonight. What this is doing.
Real. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, this is the definition of like I have a bad feeling about this.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Diane
as
Boy
well-
is asking what would stop it from going due north if we had strong steering currents, which we don't have
Mhm.
after 2 days.
Yeah.
Steering current's
Yeah.
going to be all over the place. So,
it makes it harder to track also.
yeah.
Have we
Yeah.
gone over the rainfall threat?
Briefly, I know Weather Kingdom touched on it. I know Ethan touched on it last night as well. Because, yeah, another thing to note is regardless of where this goes and regardless of the potential strength, this is going to cause a lot of rainfall.
Because the halves models, the European model, they all have it stalling between Jamaica and Haiti. That is a recipe
Yeah.
for major disaster.
Oh yeah. That is over 2 feet of rain easily for some of these areas.
Then you have the onshore flow going into Haiti and Dominican Republic.
Yep.
Up against those mountains, you are going to have mudslides all along that southern coast. Even if this doesn't become a monster, I think it's gonna be a bad storm regardless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happens if this goes directly northwest? It crashes right into Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just Go ahead, LTW.
I fear like if it keeps because it's pretty south. So it's gonna be hard to like I would say it's hard to pull it north because of how
Yeah.
far south it is.
Yep.
And I fear if it keeps going westwards, Florida could have a chance of getting some impacts along with the Bahamas.
Alright, LTW, even if we're gonna have Florida is gonna have ocean impacts with rip currents,
Yeah.
even if it does what the GFS does and crosses it and becomes like this huge tropical / storm, almost like an Aaron look to it. You're going
Mhm.
to have rip currents and high surf.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
of course.
there's a very low chance of any more direct impacts for the mainland US, especially
Yeah.
South Florida.
Yeah.
I'm
If
just
this
saying if this
storm
keeps going
Yeah.
west.
Yeah. All I gotta say is, yeah, this convection continues to get more and more impressive every single moment we have. The
Yeah, I
question
know. I'm
is,
watching it.
Scary.
yeah, will it sustain itself or will it be done by the morning? That's the main thing we have to watch for tonight. That's the main thing we got.
Another thing that I also would like to point out is that on the simulated satellite image that I sent,
Yeah.
the one that's for 11 o'clock, it actually does show an outflow boundary, though.
Oh.
Where at?
Below the main burst of convection on the simulated Havesby.
Oh, that's outflow?
That looks like a big outflow boundary.
Oh my. That's not good.
So, we'll see we'll see if this convection sustains itself overnight. If it does, I am expecting at least a tropical depression by tomorrow morning. If it's only transient, kind of like how that low pressure off of the East Florida coast earlier in the season was. It looked almost like a bona fide tropical cyclone, but then it all fell apart
Yeah.
overnight.
Pretty
So-
much.
Delta?
Yeah.
There's kind of a problem with that. It can't go tropical depression.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a closed low yet.
No.
It's because we're already at 35 knots.
Yeah, we're at 35 knots already.
Yeah.
I've already mentioned that to a bunch of people that we're at 35 knots, which is essentially 40.
Okay. I would say PTC by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's fair. But anyway, all right. So we've covered a lot of bases tonight. I know, Trevor, you just joined, but overall, what are your guys' overall thoughts from what we've covered tonight and your overall thoughts on the evolution of Invest 98L?
Very interesting.
Very shocking.
Anything else, LTW?
Just don't just don't panic. Look at your local news outlets and just be weather ready.
All right. Anyone else?
I
Go ahead, Delta.
couldn't say it any better. I couldn't say it any better, LTW.
All right. Anybody else? I guess not.
All
Oh,
I have to
go ahead,
say
Trevor.
is all I have to say is make sure you listen to your government about this. So, and make sure you listen to NOAA, or actually, I know essentially the National Hurricane Center, what they're saying.
Yeah, NHC, yeah. All right. Weather Kingdom, do you have anything? All right. Okay. So here's my overall. Oh, you ready, Weather Kingdom? Okay. Well, here's my overall thoughts on this. Number one, we need to watch this. We need to watch this very carefully. Number two, um, this is evolving a lot faster than we anticipated. Stream tonight was going to be talking mainly about hypotheticals. This turned into we're now casting this kind of thing. That's number two. Number three, the conditions ahead of it will be a lot better, and that is very scary if you ask me. 98L may not seem like much, but it's pretty scary 98 type of invest if you ask me with the conditions it has ahead of it. This has a very high ceiling, and somebody's going to get impacted by it. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Things are going to get interesting, and we'll keep you updated here on the Pat's Path Predictor channel. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close the stream out right here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot smoother of a stream than it was last night. But be sure to like the video, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you for all the support you've given tonight. It means a lot. The goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. Go ahead and subscribe to Weather Kingdom once again. This is his channel link right here. Go ahead and subscribe to him before you leave. He would really appreciate
What about me?
that. We're just giving our final thoughts, and I'm ending the stream. But I'm shouting you out one final time since you didn't get a chance to do that. But yeah, I see what you're sent, Delta, about the CMC being close to real time. So yeah, that's going to be interesting for sure. But as always, if you would like to help out, hang out, or ask us questions, join the Storms United Discord server. The link to that is in the pinned chat over there. I'm sorry I didn't promote it more. I will there. I am considering a late night stream. And when I mean late, I mean like 11:30 Eastern time, either most likely on Wednesday.
Hold on.
What's up?
Hold on. Look at your chat.
What's going on? ASCAT is heading to Invest 98L. Do we know when it's going to be there? Because I'm about to end the stream. Let me look. All right. Well,
I can ask him.
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
just going to go ahead and end the stream then. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. With that being said, have a wonderful evening, guys. Stay safe.